Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. I've been trying to log in. I'm having a technologically difficult day. I apologize for that. Hi. Hi. Sorry. I was trying to log in and then I realized that I actually had already logged in. So, good morning. Happy Monday. I'm Dr. Shiroko Sokitch, owner of the Heart to Heart Medical Center and the author of the book, Healing When It Seems Impossible: 7 Keys to Defy the Odds. My book is right there behind me. Anyway, this past weekend, I had the privilege of going to what's called the Longevity Fest, which is hosted by a company called A4M, which I'm a member of, and it's the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine. And the whole purpose is to help people with the latest science in being healthy for a longer life. Now, my mission on earth is to help you have a healthy, happy, fulfilled life for as long as you're alive and to maximize all of that. And the cool thing about this conference, I go not every year, but I go quite often. And they always have it right before Christmas, and it's in Las Vegas, so that's always entertaining and interesting. But the reason I go is, one, because I always hear the latest science on health and aging, but I also get to visit. There's over 800 exhibitors at this event. There's like 8 rows of like 2 block long lines of people who are exhibiting their wares and selling whatever it is they have to sell. So I learn about the latest supplements and some of the latest science about things that people are doing. And my obsession is hormones. And so one of the things that I find very interesting, and I'm going to do my live next week about hormones and hormone replacement. And the science on all of that has changed a lot in the last few years, because for the last 20 years, it has been believed that it was unsafe to give women hormones after a certain age, and that it was unsafe to give women who've had breast cancer hormones. And that has all changed. And so there was a lot of health benefits to taking hormones. And so that was one of the things that I heard a lot about. And then there were lots of things about maximizing brain health, maximizing, your physical health, all the things that we need to do. And, of course, the upshot of everything is always have a healthy diet and exercise. So really, ultimately, the most important thing that you can do for your health to live the longest, especially to live the longest, is to exercise consistently, to have physical movement. And it's all kinds of physical movement. And that costs you, money wise, it costs you nothing unless you hire a trainer or pay for a gym, but you can actually exercise at home as well. There's a lot of movement and physical movement you can do that is not something you pay for. And then, of course, a healthy diet. And a healthy diet is a questionable thing because everybody's diet is different and everybody's ideal diet is different. As part of what's in my book, there are 2 chapters, one about listening to your body and one about finding your own unique lifestyle, because your diet may be different than your partner's diet, than your neighbor's diet. Everybody has a way of eating that feels the best to them. Now, there's some universally accepted concepts. One is don't eat processed food. Whatever diet you follow, don't eat processed food, donuts, and, white foods. I always say stay away from white foods, even though some of those foods are some of my favorites. But you want to, basically stay away from sugar, stay away from the processed foods. And then within that range, there are so many ways to go in terms of what diet is. And so chapter 3 and 4 in my book are about how do you choose a diet that is appropriate for you? What's going to make you feel the best in your own body? And then same with exercise. How do you choose the right exercise? And as we get older, since this conference was about longevity, as we get older, specific kinds of exercise are most important. And one of those things is because one of the things that happens as we get older is we start to lose muscle mass. And so building muscle and maintaining muscle mass is very important. So there are specific supplements that help with that. And there are specific exercises, weight training is important, more important as we get older. And then finding balance is also important. So what I have experienced at my age and also older is that I have to do like 5 different kinds of exercise. I need to do stretching and yoga and weight training, and I love dance, so I do that for my cardio. And then I do other kinds of cardio as well. There's all different ways of physically moving, and as many as you can incorporate into your everyday life as you can is good. Even doing housework, like running around your house, vacuuming, cleaning windows, cleaning, dusting, all of that is physical movement, and that is also healthy. And you end up, if you're gonna find some tool of exercise for yourself, you may find that you do 20 minutes of weightlifting maybe twice a week, and then the rest of the time you take hikes and walk outside or ride a bike or dance. Maybe do some yoga a couple times a week. So it doesn't have to require hours and hours of your time, which has been previously mentioned. Other things they talked about, and this is all a lot to do with hormones and keeping your mitochondria healthy. So mitochondria are another element of health as you get older. The mitochondria are the powerhouse of your cells. So they're the little, they're actually almost like bacteria, and they are what keeps our cells functioning, and they are what gives us energy. They're super susceptible to toxins and environmental toxins and things like that. So one of the things, again, is avoiding toxins. So staying away from inorganic processed foods, avoiding plastic bottles and plastic things, avoiding the microwave, and never put anything in the microwave that's been heated in plastic. Don't do that, because you're going to put plastic in your food. There are articles now that are coming out about plastic in our rice, plastic in our pizza. And so one other thing that's extremely helpful is to support our body's natural detoxification pathways. Now, there are many ways to do that, but our body naturally knows how to detoxify. And so all we have to do is help it. So one way to do that is to not expose ourselves to toxins as much as possible. But, there's so many toxins in our environment that we end up having to do something to help support the body's natural ability, because it gets overwhelmed. So I do a cleanse twice a year, in spring and in fall. I did one this fall, and I will do one again in spring. I don't recommend detoxifying in winter, because there are ways you can, and I will share with you how, but I don't recommend doing a heavy duty detox kind of cleanse in the winter, because our bodies want to rest and rebuild in that time of year. So, because that's the time of the year, the kidney regulates our overall sense of having energy and big transitions in life, and our low back and our knees and our bones. And I don't know if you've noticed this before, but sometimes in winter, people will have more fatigue or more aches and pains. And part of that may be because of the cold weather, but part of that could actually be because it's a different time of year, and our body wants rest during this time of year. So this is a time of year where you want to sleep. People always ask me what I'm going to do for the holidays, and my answer is always that I hibernate. I like to sleep in at that time of year. I like a good cold winter because I can justify staying inside in my bed and taking time to rest. And so that I invite you to do the same. In winter, rest. If you want to do a sort of a gentle detox in winter, just clean up your diet. Like a lot of people want to do something on the new year, and you can do that, but all you have to do is just cut out all processed foods, eat only organic, eat lots of vegetables. In winter, if you're in a cold environment, now in some places in the world it's not cold, so it might be different, but in a cold environment, you want to eat mostly warm, cooked foods. They're better for your stomach. And so you want to just treat your digestion gently and take time to ease up on some of the junk food that you maybe ate over the holidays, and then eat lots of soups and vegetables, and kind of keep your diet simple. And that's a nice way to do a detox in the winter. There might be some supplements that you can take. Again, a gentle way to approach that whole thing if you feel like you need to do that at this time of year. But in general, I don't recommend that. There were other things about this conference. I love, I have a hyperbaric oxygen clinic upstairs from my office, and I love providing people with opportunities to maximize their health using various tools for health. So I was exploring, what else could I add to the little clinic, and I found some interesting tools, like a machine that emits not just red light, but 5 different frequencies of light. It's super interesting. And it stimulates the vagus nerve, and it has a power plate for vibration, and it gives hydrogen. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to purchase something like that, but I love learning about new tools that will help people live longer, feel better, and enjoy their lives more. If you have any questions or you have any interest in learning more, especially if you want to talk to me about hormones, I have so much new information, and I'm going to tell you about it next week. So stay tuned, and I hope you have a wonderful week, last week before Christmas, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day.